I had no publisher, no manager, and no label would reply to me when I sent emails to them. Yet I had a song released with a European dance duo that has since amassed over 700,000 plays globally. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it 100% independently, without any support or any backing anywhere, and how you can do exactly the same even if nobody in the industry knows who you are. Hey, Danny here, founder of Songwriters International, where we help songwriters develop their craft by sharing tips, tricks and techniques on all things songwriting so that you can go and write your best possible songs and get them released just like me. Now, before the release, I was a songwriter for myself. I would play shows, I was selling thousands of tickets at various different venues in the UK, and I would go on and monetize my music through my own artist profile. But I hadn't cracked the writing for other people at that point in my journey. I just didn't know where to go, who to pitch to, and how to get a song taken by somebody else. I tried reaching out to publishers, A&Rs, managers, anyone who could be contacted about a song release, and I just kept hitting a wall. It just felt like it was guarded, the entire industry, and no one would let me in. So I decided to flip the process. If the gatekeepers of the opportunities were not letting me in, I was going to have to make my own opportunity. And that's how a process that I now teach to thousands of songwriters, which is called the reverse pitch method, was born. And it's where we go 100% independently and pitch to the active artists that we want to have release our music. Step one is song first. Before we even get into the pitching and how to be successful on that front, the foundations are the most important thing. Like if we're building a house, we need strong foundations, and that starts with the song. That is non-negotiable. You can have the best contacts in your list and you could have their phone numbers, their emails, but if your songs are simply not good enough and up to the standard that they need to be, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to get rejected. And I found the two most important parts of a song that are crucial, and those are the lyrics, because lyrics are the story. Lyrics are going to tell the story to the listener, to the artist. And the other side of this is the melody. That's what's going to bring people back time and time again and create those earworms and catchiness of our songs. If you get those two things right, you're well on your way to a great song. Now, when I was pitching songs, I was sending songs for feedback to a mentor of mine called Paul, and that's the most important part of this process, is that you have someone you can use as a soundboard. Do not rush in to pitching songs if you've not had a second eye on your song. And that's not family and friends. That is a pro songwriter to take a look at your song and make sure that they are 100% ready to go. So step two is the reverse pitch method, and this is the exact strategy that I use. So I want you to get ready, notepad, pen, and start writing this out. So rather than waiting to be discovered by someone, I started to discover artists myself. The first thing I would do, step one, is I would go to Spotify. Spotify is a place where over 60,000 songs are uploaded every day. So the amount of artists out there that are wanting songs is ridiculous. And the next thing is we want to then go ahead and look for artists with certain metric numbers. Now the metric I look for is monthly listeners. That is the amount of people that they have listening to their music on a month by month basis. So what I suggest and recommend to you is anywhere between 10,000 upwards to 2 million. I found that to be the sweet spot for responses and also for credible releases as a songwriter. Now you've got to identify what genre you're actually writing. Are you writing pop, rock, soul, funk, dance? Because whatever you're writing is what you're going to then go and look for. Now the next step is we're going to go ahead and actually find playlists on Spotify. Playlists are very, very powerful. And we need to find playlists that are housing the types of artists that we want to find. So for this example, let's just say we are looking for pop artists. We're going to search into Spotify things like new pop, fresh pop, up and coming pop, unheard pop. All of these phrases are going to single out a certain type of artist that hits the metric numbers that we want, which is 10,000 to 2 million. We're not looking for a Taylor Swift, we're not looking for an Ed Sheeran or anything like that. We're looking for artists that are a few layers down that we're actually going to receive back a response from. So now that we've found some artists on a playlist, then where do we find their contact information? The best place for you to go is into their biography. So they'll have a biography on Spotify. You can click and it's a little bit about them, perhaps where they're from, the type of music that they write, and they'll also then link their social media, things like Instagram, Facebook. And we're going to look at those platforms. So like your Instagram and Facebook is where they're going to house typically an email. And those emails are either going to be a personal email or they're going to be a manager email. So we're going to take that email and we're going to go and store it, and we're going to collect about 25 to 30 of these emails and artists that fit the genre of songs that we're writing. And then from here, we're now going to go and email them all at the same time. So we're going to send out an email which is along the lines of something like, hey name. We always start with their name. Don't say, hey dude, hey man, or anything. Make it as personal as possible. So we're going to say, hey Danny, in this example. I came across your Spotify yesterday or a couple days ago. And then you're going to reference one or two of their songs specifically. So again, we are going to add the personal touch so that we've done our research. We start with their name. We've then referenced two of their songs. We're maybe even going to reference a particular lyric that they say in a song that we really like. So it could be a lyric or a melody that you heard in the chorus or in the verse, and perhaps we're going to reference that. And then we're going to tell them a little bit about ourselves. So for example, hey Danny, I come across your Spotify yesterday. I really like this song and this song. I love that lyric in the verse. Duh, 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 duh. I'm a songwriter myself. I've been writing for 10 years and I've worked on XYZ projects. Now, if you're a songwriter that hasn't had any projects, that's okay. You're just going to say, hey, I'm a songwriter. I've been writing for X amount of time. I've written over X amount of songs. The reason I'm emailing you today is I really like your music and I wanted to share with you some of the stuff that I've been writing that I feel could be a good fit for you, or perhaps we could get some collaboration together. Then you're going to attach a link to your music. This link is going to be on SoundCloud, and the reason it's on SoundCloud is simply because you can then go ahead and monitor the amount of plays that you're getting on your SoundCloud. So if you're sending out 25 or 30 emails and you're getting no plays on your SoundCloud, then the issue is not with your music. The issue is with the pitch itself. But if you've got a lot of people listening and nobody's replying, then you know the issue lies with your music. So that allows us at a quick glance to be able to monitor actually what's happening and keep a record of this in our Google Sheet or spreadsheet, something like this, where we can have a look and continually check in on a day-by-day basis. And we are going to keep a track of how many plays these songs are getting. So for example, if we go in on the Monday and we have 5 plays on one song, and then we go again in on the Wednesday and now it's got 10, we know that emails are working. We know that emails are getting through. We know that people are actually listening. And that's exactly how I connected with the duo. It's a simple process from Spotify to finding them on there, to then going ahead, getting their contact information, and then sending them an email with songs that fit their genre and style. And they absolutely loved it. They refined it, we worked together, and then we went on to get that release with a record label, the same record label now I work with on a consistent basis. So not only do I have that song released that has amassed thousands of plays, but now I've built relationships with a record label and gone on to work with another 10 artists that they've worked with. As well as that dance duo also had a manager, so you can see how it's a little bit like a spider web. You get one opportunity and the next thing you've got a lot of other opportunities coming your way off of that one. And this is what this process is all about, is getting your foot in the door, getting your first opportunity. It's not a process that you're designed to use for the rest of your life, but it's to get the credibility to your name, to get the plays to your music, to generate some income, but also to build up your network of managers, labels, publishers, artists, that then you can start to send songs to once you're finishing them. And now you've got an outlet for the songs, rather than them just staying stuck on a hard drive, not being heard. And there's also something very important that you need to understand with the reverse pitch method. Sometimes you're going to go straight in and get a song taken with them, or other times you're going to actually collaborate with the artist. I believe both is a win-win. So not always are they going to want to take that one song that you sent them, but perhaps that one song now gets you in a session to work with them to write a song specifically for them. So now you can tailor the song more specifically to how they want it to sound, feel, and now you're in the room with an active artist who wants your work. And this is how I was able to break through the industry, how I've been able to since amass literally millions of plays on songs that I've written. And I've since taught this to thousands of songwriters who have gone and had their first, second, and multiple releases even leave their jobs because they're getting songs taken so consistently. Now, as I mentioned, the songwriting process is so important. Don't rush to the pitching process, because if you do and the songs are not ready, you're setting yourself up for failure. So somewhere around here, I've put together a video on the specific step-by-step process that I use to write a song, the complete walkthrough, to make sure that you're following something structured and you're going to increase the chances of a great song out the other side. So somewhere around here, go ahead click that video and go and watch that. Also below, you can book a direct one-to-one call with me personally, where we can dive into your songs, we can see if they're pitch ready, and we can deep dive into this process, and I can share with you specifically what types of artists you should be looking for, what to say, and how to tailor this process more specifically to you. I'd love to do that. You can book a call in the description below on my calendar, and I'd love to dive in and get you pitching your songs directly to artists.